Hello and welcome along to another CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. Today we're going to 45 Humphris Street, Warwick, CV34 5RA. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. So let me introduce you then to the director on this project. The borrower is Libra Property Solutions and their company registration number is 11226660, and they incorporated in February 2018. Liz is the sole director and I'm delighted to say she joins me on this webinar right now. Welcome along, Liz. Start off by telling us a little bit about your background and what you've done previously.
Hi, Andy. Yes, so I'm actually from a finance background. I started off in investment banking, and as I left Canary Wharf and came up to sunny Warwick to start a family, I decided to get into an industry that would be able to sort of match that sort of money, but it'd allow me to work from home and have children. So I started getting into property about 4 years ago, really, and it's just taken off.
Yeah, you've got quite a few properties now, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I'm building up my portfolio slowly but surely. I've tried lots of different strategies, and I've kind of settled now. I'm starting to become more independent. So I started off by investing in another property company, Super Property Group, and we very quickly acquired 3 HMOs in Kingston, and that's down in Surrey Way, and there are 5 beds, and they've been very, very lucrative. And then we've also very quickly had a chip shop actually with a flat on top that we developed, and so that's up in Hull. But now this project's in Warwick. It's my hometown, and I'm really excited about taking ownership of something that's local to me.
So let's talk about this project then, and it's a development loan of £186,000 going towards the refurbishment of the property. The loan is for 12 months, paying lenders 8% per annum interest. The total loan will be raised in a single phase of £186,000, and interest is fully retained, and lenders are going to be paid monthly interest on this particular project. So start off by telling us a little bit more about the background then, please, Liz, of Warwick and what there is locally.
Oh, Warwick is such a beautiful, beautiful town. I came up here about 15 years ago, and I think it's most famous for its castle and history. It's a very, very quaint town. It's very desirable. The rental market is extremely high demand here because we have a lot of industries. We've got a lot of automotive and IT industry here. So JLR is here. We've got IBM. We've got all kinds of companies that have contractors. So we have a very, very good rental market. But it's absolutely a beautiful place to live and bring up a family, which is why I'm here.
Now, you intend to carry out a comprehensive refurbishment and renovation of this property. Lots of things. We're going to see the floor plans in just a few moments, so you can talk us through all of those things that you're doing. But you already own the property, don't you? And you've got a bridge facility in place, which CrowdProperty is going to pay off. And so people lending on this project can have first charge security. Start off by telling us then, Liz, how you found this property.
Well, we were very, very lucky. My partner actually owns a property about 5 doors down on the same road, on the same side of the road, and he had that property. He's had it a while, but he was actually looking to refurb it himself, and got me involved in that. And we were just absolutely flabbergasted by how much money you can actually receive in rent here, because, as I said, it's such a high demand and such a highly desirable area. So we were just walking, actually, just by chance, past the property that I'm actually going to develop, and we noticed a lady in a kind of like hazmat suit almost coming out of it, and we thought, oh dear, something bad's happened here. And we were just obviously neighbours and concerned, and we asked, you know, is the elderly lady that lived in there, is she okay? And they said, yeah, she's fine, she's fine. She's just being taken into care, and we have to do a clean of the entire property. And so even though it looked quite alarming, actually it was absolutely fine. And we contacted the lady that was living there, and unfortunately she was elderly. She couldn't cope with the size of the property, and she was basically overwhelmed with it. And she decided she wanted to sell it, but she didn't want to sell it to just anyone. So my partner and I said, you know, we'd love this property. It's close to another property that we own. Would it be possible to buy it directly from you? And she said, I'd love it to go to somebody that could update me on the progress. And she was very, very happy that it was going to go to a neighbour. So we were very, very, very lucky to get such a great property at a price which was fantastic for Warwick.
Oh, well done, Liz. So here's the location then of the property. You can see on the left-hand side the CrowdProperty flag pointing to Warwick. It's not too far up the road from Royal Leamington Spa, and indeed very close to the M40 motorway. On the right-hand side, you can see the site plan edged in red. So you can see it's got quite a long garden attached to this property as well. So the property then located on a no-through route road just off the Emscott Road. That's the A445. It's an established residential area. It's easy reach to the town centre and close to various superstores such as Tesco and that kind of thing. There's several schools nearby, and also the Emscott Road is one of the main links running broadly east to west, which leads on then to Leamington Spa, which is sort of conurbates with Warwick. Warwick means the dwellings by the weir. Tell us a little bit more about that then, Liz.
Well, that's actually new to me. I didn't know that was the meaning. That's shocking, isn't it? I've been here 15 years, but it's got the most beautiful, beautiful environment. You are surrounded by rivers. You're surrounded by greenery. The castle grounds itself are extensive, and as a resident, you can actually go into those as well, and it's absolutely stunning. The situation of the property is between Royal Leamington Spa and Warwick itself. So you've actually got all of the Regency beauty of the architecture and the gardens, and it's a spa town, obviously, so you've got your beautiful spa there. And then you've got Warwick, which has got the history, and as I said, you've got your beautiful river walks, which are just stunning. It's somewhere that I don't think I'll ever leave now. So yeah, I've learned something today, but it's certainly a very, very attractive place, and I feel very confident now that being an investor in this area is something that I never thought I'd be able to achieve, but now it's happening. I'm delighted, really.
And you mentioned there about Warwick Castle, beautiful place, of course, but it's also very popular for the racecourse in Warwick, and they hold various races there and festivals and all those kinds of things as well. So here's the existing photographs of the property, looking from the front and the rear, and it looks to be 2-storey on the front, but is that 3-storey or is it 4-storey at the rear, Liz?
It's 3-storey at the rear, and it's very deceptive, really. It's a real kind of TARDIS. As you go in, you are on the middle floor, and you will go down to where the kitchen is and the cellar. So the plans are actually to go up and extend the loft, so it will eventually be 4 stories, and it is quite a lot of space, actually. As I said, the other property that's a few doors down that we've developed is actually very, very large. So it's, as I said, it is very, very deceptive, but as you can see, there's a 2-bed that's on sale that's just next to it at the moment, and that's actually on sale for £290. So you know, the actual GDV of this project is quite exciting, so we're very, very lucky to get it.
Well, we'll look at the floor plans in just a few moments and what you're going to be doing with it. Here's some more photos. This is how it looks on the inside, and it looks like it's been stripped back to brick.
Yes, yeah, it had to be. Yeah, it was. It hadn't been touched for a long, long time, so we decided to do the entire thing back to brick, and it's now in a perfect state to just really get going with it. We've actually also dug out the cellar, because the bottom floor is going to be a massive communal kitchen and dining area. So a lot of the kind of hard graft of that's been done. So it's just perfect now to just get on with it.
So the existing floor plans then, this is how it looks at the moment. On the left, we've got the lower ground floor. In the middle is the existing ground floor, then that leads on to the first floor. And then the existing second floor doesn't have anything, but you're going to develop that in just a few moments. So that's the typical layout. As you said, you come in the front door and then you can go into 2 rooms on that ground floor level, but also down to the kitchen and the basement area. Then going upstairs goes into 2 bedrooms. But let's move on to what you're proposing to do here. And this looks quite exciting, albeit it's a busy slide, this. So just talk us through what you're actually going to be doing, Liz.
Yes, so basically we're going to open out the entire middle floor. So as you come in through the property at the front door, the stairs will be to your right hand side, and then the entire floor will be it'll just be an open area, and then you'll be able to go into your bedroom to the left hand side, and then we're going to create 2 en suites. So you're going to actually have a fantastic rental on these, because you'll be able to demand a very, very good rate in Warwick for this. And as you go through to the rest of the property, the back room is going to have this gorgeous open window balcony, which looks out onto the garden. And as you said earlier, the garden is very long, so they've got a beautiful outlook, and the other people's gardens, the neighbours' gardens as well, are very pretty. So the person that gets that bedroom is going to be very, very happy. So if you go down the stairs, you will be going into the open plan kitchen and dining area. So that is going to be, again, very, very big. We will be putting some double doors on the back, so that will go straight out into the garden. And we're going to put the dining room to the back of the house and have quite a cozy, snug, and then the kitchen will be directly onto the garden, so they'll be able to have that as a big area, because I think that's really important. We're going to go up the stairs now to the first floor, and we'll have another 2 bedrooms there, again en suite. It's going to be a slightly different design to the one we did on 57 Humphris Street, but I think this design, the architects have been really clever, so that they get as much space as possible, and obviously as much light as possible, because these houses do get a lot of light from the back, so the person at the back is always quite spoilt. So we wanted to make sure that we got a good, decent amount of light through the front as well. And then the top floor, we've got the most fantastic loft conversion. This is my favourite room, and this is going to be really special. I think we'll put this one up as a premium. We're going to have a dormer, so you can stand up, the whole way through, so you're not crouching over, because the other development has a sloped roof, but this one will have a dormer, so you can actually stand up, and again you'll have another ensuite. So everyone will have their own space, and everybody will also have the large communal area on the bottom floor, which goes out into the garden, so it sort of extends the footprint of where you can go, and it makes you feel that that's a much, much bigger space than it is currently. And actually, when you look at the amount of space that's going to be created from a 2-bed house, it is quite surprising. So as I said, we're very lucky to get a project like this.
You mentioned earlier about the property that you own in the same street just up the road. I've got that here as a case study. Tell us a little bit more then about this one.
Yes, so my partner bought this quite a while back, and it was a family home for a long time. But as we were getting into the world of property, we realised actually this is a fantastic opportunity. So we have changed it around, reconfigured it, put in new kitchen. The loft conversion was done, and as we just mentioned there, sadly, it's still a sloping roof. Had I been around a lot earlier, I would have made sure it wasn't and given it a proper dormer, but it's still actually been revalued at £343,000, and that's going to be going onto the market very soon. Sadly, it was just finished as COVID took over the world, so it's empty, and we need to get that sorted as soon as possible. But it's ready to go. It's been freshly painted, the rooms have been reconfigured, and it's got some nice equity in it. But that's actually something that was kind of done without having making the very most of the property. I think this new design is going to make a lot more of the property, because that one's going to have 3 or 4 bedrooms, whereas this new property is going to actually have 5 bedrooms. So I think this is going to be, you know, this was a fantastic starter for us, and we're very confident. The agents are absolutely banging down our door, waiting for us to just tidy up the last little bits so we can get people in there, because, as I said, to rent in Warwick is quite a difficult, as a renter, it's quite difficult to find a property like this. So it's going to be something that's going to bring in a lot of income, and to have 2 properties on the same road as well is fantastic, because it means that we are you know, slowly taking over our little area, and it gives us comfort as well, because we know the area and it's a beautiful place to live. So we're very happy with it. It was a good project to start with.
So coming back then to number 45 Humphris Street, here's an overview of the project financials and the proposed loan. So it's the single phase raise of £186,000, with the interest being fully retained, and it will be paid to investors monthly. RICS have verified the current market value to be £145,000. The initial gross day one drawdown is £87,000 with the interest retained. Therefore, the initial loan to value is 60%. The maximum loan term is for 12 months, and this loan is targeted to start on the 26th of May 2020, but only after the legal process has been completed. The exit strategy, it says here, is to sell the property, but the way you've been talking this sounds as if you're going to keep it and rent it out.
I think, yeah, we do. We would like to refinance this property. We have had people offer to buy it at a much higher level already. Again, the rental and the sales market in Warwick are very strong. We could probably sell this property in its current state. We've actually had offers of £165,000. Obviously, our valuation was done slap bang in the middle of COVID, which was unfortunate, but we know it's a very desirable thing. So actually refinancing the property would make perfect sense. So it's nice to have 2 exits. We know that we'd be able to sell this very quickly. There are very few properties for families or HMOs in this area, so we would be able to refinance it and release all of the loan and pay that back, and actually have some extra, or we can sell it. So we're very happy to have 2 exits, and I think it's very important to be able to feel confident that there's more than 1 exit.
So thanks for explaining everything to us then, Liz, so fully. Remember, lenders investing on this project will be paid interest monthly at the rate of 8% per annum. The next steps then are to make sure that you understand the loan and carry out your own due diligence on the property and the developer team. Decide how much you would like to lend, and then CrowdProperty.com is the place to be when this goes live. CrowdProperty will then conduct the necessary anti-money laundering checks, and then you'll be invited to send your funds into your very own online e-wallet when it's called for, and then you'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is the development loan for the refurbishment of 45 Humphris Street in Warwick, CV34 5RA. It's for a 12 months term, a single phase raise of £186,000, paying 8% per annum interest, and that interest is going to be paid out to investors monthly. So thank you for watching this webinar, and we look forward to you join us here again soon at crowdproperty.com for another funding opportunity.